jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know what it is. The first in the building. Big Blunts and Boxing is on deck. What's good with it, man? Salute to everyone that's in the building. Hit the like button. Mr. International Toby Bartlett is on deck. Salute WCS and the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Yes, sir. Arnold Brown, salute to you, brother, is in the building. What up with it, man? Hopefully everyone is enjoying the beginning of their weekend. And I know a lot of my people had took off work already since probably like 1:15, 1:30. You know what I'm saying? I already went through this scenario before. You know how we be talking about, I'm going to go to lunch and then say, oh, you know what? Man, my tire flat. I was just headed back to work. Now I'm going to have to wait on AAA. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it back in time, man. You know, sometimes that shit like an hour, 15 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it back in time. But if you want to get in contact with me, hit my pager, okay? Because my phone right now, I don't have no charger. You know what I'm saying? My shit's on 2%. Yeah, just hit the pager, the company pager, okay? You'll be able to get in contact with me. Besides that, man, I'll see y'all on Monday, all right? I'll see y'all on Monday. That's my people. Gotta love them. That's my people. You know what I'm saying? They be calling in with all sorts of excuses. Must be right there in the parking lot behind the building next to where they work. I got a flat tire, but drive off fine. Hey, y'all still there? Okay, cool, cool. Give me a time. I'm gonna run by the crib. I'm gonna change over and everything. Then I'll meet you there. We good. We good. Man, hey man, don't order no food before I get there, man. Just chill. Go on and goddamn get that happy hour out the way, man, before you pre-flight. You know what I'm saying, to the club or to see the lady, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those of you that know about that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Reaper? What's good? Fury injuries probably legit, but his history is why it's not crazy to question. Let's get to Tyson Fury, man. Let's get to Teofimo Lopez. Let's just get through. Let's just start off about boxing in general. I know you see at the end of my title, Boxing 2024 sucks. I was waiting for this undisputed heavyweight showcase. I've been waiting because I always got to bring back to when the heavyweight division used to have that spark. It don't have that spark no more, man. You know what I'm saying? News hit broke not too long ago that Tyson Fury had been dropped in sparring. You know what I'm saying? Now, just like I figured, I'm like, I don't think he was dropped in sparring. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was dropped in sparring. I think, they was in there doing some dumb shit, and he might have got cut early. I don't think he got dropped. I don't know. It's hard to tell with boxing because there's so many storylines, and the hocus pocus, it's just, this shit don't make sense. But I told you about this heavyweight division. I told you once Wilder left, it's not going to be anything. Now, we have to wait till a freaking cut heal up that looked like damn near the picture on when he was, cut by Otto Wallin. You know what I'm saying? That seemed like damn near the same picture, man, when he was cut by Otto Wallin, for real. Now, if you have a fight coming up, such as the heavyweight undisputed against unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, why would you be in there jeopardizing stepping in the ring for this big paycheck and to make history? Why would you jeopardize that by a cut? That cut is gonna take a good little bit to heal up. That cut right there needs surgery. That needs surgery, period. You know what I'm saying? It needs surgery to speed up the scar tissue process. Or else, if he gets hit by Alexander Usyk and it's not absolutely 100% healed, it's going to split open. And the fight is still going to be like in the third or fourth round. You know what I'm saying? It's all bad. But I'll get back to that. This is what I mean by boxing in 2024 sucks. I have to get this out the way because it's not the most important topic that I want to speak about. But as you know, this 2024 came in. We were still waiting on, the fight schedule to drop. We was waiting on fighters to have opponents. That was kind of bleeding over from last year. We had fighters going at each other's throats, saying some very derogatory, condescending insults about one another that had nothing to do with boxing. Because rarely do you have where boxers are going at each other's throat and the fight is actually made. It gets tiring sometimes listening to the same shit from the same group of fighters. It's always like back and forth. You ain't this, that, and the other. And then, how people be calling each other monkeys. I really don't know what that has to do with anything. At the end of the day, if you can talk your shit to somebody, if you have to bring in something that despicable to another black man, it don't make any sense to me. It never will be. But you had the same fighters, black fighters, going at each other's throats about nothing. It wasn't even boxing pertaining at the end of the day. It wasn't even boxing pertaining. It's just up here trying to get some personal shit and pretend like the fight is actually going to happen. And it's amongst the same names of fighters. I do want to highlight this though. I'm not jumping on Teofimo just yet topic, but it's a lot of it's fighters out there trying to basically follow in his footsteps and ride his wave. They don't want to admit the shit, but it is, bro. It is. Yes, sir. And though it is, bro, what's up? Yeah, it is. You know why I say that? Because some of the same fighters is doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? He went up there and, people was dogging him out in the way he looked at Sandor Martin. Even before he moved up to the 140-pound division, they was up here talking about he was going to get knocked out. And I was telling people that, no, he's good. He's going to look even sharper, from that fight with Sandor Martin. But what I mean by boxing suck is we have fighters that's following behind fighters and they're not being creative. I told you what I know that I've had the chance to speak with Tio back in the day about. I told you that he's one of those people that is very psychologically creative. You know what I'm saying? The way he talks to the camera and the way he can get people's attention. He's very smart. He's not stupid like people believe he is. I remember when they were saying he was mentally ill and all that. So you remember when he went against the grain with Top Rank and he went to purse bid with Triller? He was being defiant when he stood on his 10 and negotiated more money for Lomachenko. You remember that shit? Okay, we have fighters that try to do that, but they don't know how to do it. You remember when he just retired? Yeah, we have fighters that's attempting to do it like Tio did, but they don't know how to do it really, right? What you going to get out of it? Now, you have Keyshawn, who is pretty much trying to go against the grain and be the defiant Tio. I'm looking at it like this. You can say what you want, you know what I'm saying, against the machine. You can say what you want. But I don't get where all this is coming from. Like, I thought Top Rank was giving Keyshawn mad play. I did. I thought he was getting mad play. I'm talking to my colleague. It was like, kudos to Keyshawn. He getting mad play. But when that marijuana shit hit, now he got such a bad attitude. Now, and last time I remember, that was Texas Commission. Now, the Texas Commission chose to void your last fight. So you should be mad at them. But ever since that performance and you having your last fight overturned, it just seems like, you know what I'm saying, you're on some whole nother stuff. I listened to your rant recently, and you're praising PBC, which I don't care. I don't care if a fighter praise PBC. But, Keyshawn, you're still early in your career. The things you're saying, I don't think you understand, like, how much you sound. You sound a bit sour. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get that toxic type relationship going when the mic is in front of you. You sound sour. I thought you was getting what you want. People still want to see you fight Andy Cruz, but I thought you was getting the fights you want. You was getting the airplay. You was getting everything. But when that fight happened with the marijuana and you got that shit canceled by the Texas Commission, it just seemed like your attitude has been bad. You know what I'm saying? You had a fight that you didn't perform well, and people was criticizing you. But see, Keyshawn, I think you built different than that. Why? Because you went through situations when you was going through the Olympics, and they removed you from the training facility, and you came out here and got some fights, and then they brought you back. You've been through adversities before. You know how that shit work. I expect you as an Olympian just to behave a bit better than the petty, you know what I'm saying, childish shit you out here doing online. I mean, you just criticize shit that don't need to be criticized. It don't make any sense. Like, what incident are you going off of? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. All right. But I hope you get it together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many fights he has left at Top Rank, but he seems like he want to go with the PBC. Bro, you early in your career, and I don't know what to tell you, man. I got mad respect for Keyshawn. He brought his brothers into the game. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. He's a silver champion, Olympic champion. I got respect for Keyshawn, man. But it just seems like he has, very fragile direction right now. Like his foundation is extremely soft. You know what I'm saying? Like he in quicksand right now with his emotions. Moving on. The Gervonta Davis situation, him not being on the opening card, 2024 boxing, oh man, it sucks big time. We was waiting for Tank to be on this card because he's the highlight. He's the highlight show. He's the boxer that people want to pay attention to. Absolutely. So when you see that, I mean, when you hear that it's supposed to be something extravagant, and it turns out to be extremely mediocre, and you know, you had all these expectations, but yet you get disappointed. So, you know, Tank is not on the card. You know what I'm saying? So really, right then and there, you just lower the type of attention. You just hurry up and reduce the type of attention that you thought you was going to get on this pay-per-view by at least 60%. For real, because Tank even bring in that much more exposure at the end of the day. Now, let's talk about the cards we do have. It sickens me to even talk about a card like this. I'm basically talking about the co-main event and main event. Like, this is so, man, it is so, it gives me pixelation. It gives me noise. You know what I'm saying? It gives me grainy images. I'm not gonna lie, man. It just gives me all of that shit. Like, this is one of the weakest cards in a long time to jumpstart 2024. How much different is it from 23 opening up? You know what I'm saying? Even with Tank fighting Hector Luis Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Even, you know, just Jaron Ennis fighting Korean Chudikin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't sit up here and say Rolly versus Isaac Cruz is better than Jaron Ennis and Korean. No, I can't say that. I'll be bullshitting you. I'll be playing, you know, with your emotions right now, and I will be you know, displaying disingenuous type of behavior. So I couldn't say that Rolly is better than Ennis and Korean co-main event. But I will say this card to jump off March 30th with a new network, I always go back to what Jamal Charlo was saying. Do y'all remember what he said about PBC? Do y'all remember what he said? Let's revisit what Jamal Charlo said about PBC. If this is, Jamel Charlo, if this is indeed the one he said it. This has nothing to do with Terrence Crawford. It's in this clip where he said it.
Wish I could be the guy to fight Canelo. Canelo, come to 158. I can easily make 158. And I'll put a boxing lesson on him just as great as Floyd Mayweather did, the great, you know. I mean, I didn't say it at all. Now, I don't understand what they got going on, but just, you know, pay me my bread. My brother could fight him in 160 and whatever the case is, and all these other guys. I'm the 54 champion, baby. Not the other one. But you know what? I'll put these hands on any one of these motherfuckers. Straight up.
Let's talk about that because, you know, obviously you got the fight with Castano and you said that you want to be the undisputed champion. So you feel at 154, that's the last line of business for you before you think about your future, whether it's moving up or what have you. But yes, you alluded to it. But Crawford already said, hey, look, Errol Spence, I've been wanting that fight for the longest. If he don't want to fight me, then I want to fight Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano winner. What's your take on that?
How about he do what's best and go fight Errol Spence then? Shut up, take a little bit less money, be quiet, humble yourself, and fight Errol Spence, he a stud. Do what he say, and then you might be the challenger sometimes. These people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to be the challenger. That's his problem. He think he's too high up on the horse. Bob Arum don't give a damn about him. Bob Arum told him to his face, he done got lawsuits with his own promoter. You ain't worth shit to me, for real. That mean the man didn't really care about you anyways. You should have just shut up, made the right decision with your people that love you, and then do what you gotta do. Like, it's not my fault that you can't. Hey, They got some studs, though. Al Heyman only gonna sign the best of the best to me, personally. You got Ennis, you got Garcia, you got Thurman, you got people making a name for themselves in your own weight division. Sit your ass in your weight division and see if you can beat one of them.
Really, if you look at it, what Jamel said was prolific in the most negative way possible, because he did highlight from his own recollection, you know what I'm saying, and his own sense of bravado, that he said Al Heyman only signs the best. You know, he definitely contradicted himself in that statement. How he said that, you know, Bob Arum don't really give a damn about him and everything, and you know, but yet, you know, later on in it, he said you should have stayed with the people that love you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who actually loved him, but when he said, you know, he got some studs and Al Heyman only signed the best, you know, Ennis is been quoted by Eddie Hearns as having incorrect commercial value. Danny Garcia is about to supposedly move up to 160 here and there and everywhere. I thought he was going to be in there with Eris Landy Laura, but it didn't happen. But he's at 54, right? And then, of course, we've seen what happened with Spence. And you subtract Spence. Then you bring in Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's been out the game. And we don't know if he's going to make it all the way through fight camp. For real. They better hope that Keith Thurman makes it through fight camp and keeps this main event. They better hope, because there's no way in God's green boxing ring that Rolly Romero is going to headline a card with Usyk Cruz. I can only see Rick Glaser sending out a freaking tweet. I can already see the pin is already out the grenade. They better hope a fighter like Keith Thurman makes it through fight camp, being out the ring as long as he has. It'll be 26 months when he step back in there. Boxing sucks this year, man. And you know, you're talking about, I have no problem with the fight cards that Top Rank is putting on. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a legitimate fight with Teofimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz. But at the end of the day, this PBC situation was supposed to be electric. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be extremely exciting for the boxing fans. And it turned out to be a freaking dismal, I'm talking about letdown like no other. And that's what my thought process is right now. I'm saying, can Keith make it through a full fight camp? Can he make it through sparring? Can he make it through the whole deal? Because nobody's going to even tune in. This would be the worst pay-per-view ever in the history of boxing if Keith Thurman get injured and they're unable to find another opponent. I know they always have backups. Let's just say they have a backup. It's not going to be a bigger name than Thurman. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, okay, we seen some pictures of Ennis getting in shape. Is Ennis the backup? No, highly unlikely. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a bigger name or something to get people tuned in if you're going to have a last-minute replacement. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be the last-minute replacement for Zoo? Crawford? That's the only way that people tune in if Keith Thurman drops out of that freaking fight. If Crawford steps in at the last minute and fight Tim Zoo, it's going to do triple, quadruple, cinco, six, whatever you want to call it, the numbers. Because now they're going to look at it like, okay, Crawford coming in last minute and he's not 100% in shape, or did he train fully for Tim Zoo? This is going to be interesting. But look, I'm only putting that out there because it's fantasy. You feel me? That shit is fantasy. Crawford's not going to take no freaking last minute fight. But to keep it on Keith Thurman, he needs to make it through fight camp. Y'all feel me? He needs to make it through fight camp. And that's all I'm waiting on. I want to see if he can make it through fight camp. Now, for Rolando Romero, everybody knows he's not a main eventer. Everybody knows that Rolando Romero and Usyk Cruz is not a main eventer. They're not a headliner. So I'm going to go off the strength that the fighter that's lining weight, that's in the gym, cutting weight, You know what I'm saying? As a backup for Keith Thurman, being he has a long hiatus, he is somebody that's could carry the freaking main event over. We'll see. Michael Benson put this statement out. It says, statement from Tyson Fury on Alexander Usyk, fight being postponed. I'm absolutely devastated. After preparing for this fight for so long and being in such superb condition, I feel bad for everyone involved in this huge event, and I will work diligently towards the rescheduled date once the eye has healed. I can only apologize to everyone affected, including my own team, Team Usyk, the undercard fighters, partners, and fans, as well as our hosts and my friends in Saudi Arabia. So, you heard what I had to say on this. Tyson Fury is pretty much a non-attendee for one of the biggest fights, supposedly, in the heavyweight division. I don't consider it to be the biggest fight in boxing right now, but it was good to know that we was going to get a Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. The seeking we unify these titles and then potentially set up a fight with Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. I haven't heard too many people talk about this, but this is a big deal now. This is going to be a big deal because this prolongs and gives Francis Ngannou more time to train for Anthony Joshua. I don't know if y'all been looking at the access or the behind the scenes, but Mike Tyson is training Ngannou very in depth. You know what I'm saying? Ngannou has the base to give heavyweights problem. Like, he is the enigma right now. Francis Ngannou has that strong base, his background, his sheer willpower, you know what I'm saying? To have this different type of motivation that's driving him from where he came from to where he's at right now. So he seems like he's a student. Mike Tyson is showing him, and Francis Ngannou, he's looking transition over to boxing. I like it, but it gives him more time to prepare for Joshua. That's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Because let's be honest, Joshua, hearing this news, he's not going to get any better than where he's at. Period. The motivation that Francis Ngannou has, if he goes in here and beats Joshua, once again, it changes his life again. He gets even a higher freaking reward going in there facing a winner. You're talking about that has never happened. That's never happened, y'all. Just imagine that the Sheik is able to pull this off with all sanctioning bodies on deck. You know what I'm saying? If the Sheiks was able to get the sanctioning bodies to agree for the heavyweight undisputed title, I'm pretty sure he can get the commission and everybody else with their pockets heavy to basically sign off on Francis Ngannou being 1-1 and stepping in the ring against a legitimate fighter, a boxer, champion, only as a 1-1 fighter. This would be the first time in history. Not only that, we're talking about a mixed martial artist, a former heavyweight mixed martial artist who obviously had the shortest amount of fights ever to work himself to a title fight. This is the shit that I wanted Deontay Wilder to be a part of. But Francis Ngannou, he has it. Like, dude, you're talking about a guy who improved, that I saw improved in mixed martial arts. Now he's in the boxing ring, and he didn't look bad in there against Tyson. And he knocked him down. There's a storm ahead, man. We're going to see how this precipitates for real. There's a storm ahead for real. I ain't bullshitting you. That's crazy. Blunts, I don't know why you talking about that on a freaking chat, man. You can talk to me behind the scenes about that, big homie, for real. And don't get messy in the chat, man. It's not even, that's not even what time we on, man. Come on now. Don't encourage anybody to basically alter the topic, talking about what I chose to call you and what I'm not at the time. Come on, man. We good. We good, man. Talk to me about in an IG chat or something like that, bro. Not on here when I'm on live. You know what I'm saying? I want to dictate when the shit get messy. And it's usually not going to be about the chat. It's going to be about somebody else. Cobain on deck. Shout out to Omaha in the building, man. What's good with it? I see you in the building. Carlos is on deck. Salute to you, brother. I see you on deck. Nelly on deck, man. What's good with it? Under there. E-I-E. Okay, yeah. Moving on. Toby said, supposed to make us fans feel sick by how good he was. I feel sick for another reason. Oh, man. Hey, I feel you on that, dog. Bruce Gas, Boxer Jazz, boy, salute to you, man. The OG on deck, man. Let me see. Did I miss anybody up here? Frank Warren said Tyson caught a straight elbow from a Ukrainian fighter in sparring. Was the Ukrainian fighter dropping an elbow for Usyk and his country? Now, listen to this now. See, this what perturbs me about boxing very much. I mean, I'm talking about easily. You have a Ukrainian boxer coming in there sparring Tyson Fury. Has this guy sparred Alexander Usyk before? Did he make it out the gym? Seriously, did he make it out the gym? Because I'm pretty sure they gave this man instructions. We have a mega $1 million fight on the horizon. All we need for you to do is put this work in. That's all we need for you to do is put this work in. And if I'm not mistaken, right? Wasn't the fight? Let me see if they still got it on BoxRec. They took it down. This fight was on the horizon this month. How can a Ukrainian fighter come in there and land the elbow and make it out the gym? How is that possible? That is millions of dollars that was spent. Did you just see the promo? Did you see the promo that the Saudis did? Did you see the epic promo that they put out? Shit's on point, man. Man, that shit's on point. I wish I know how to, be a movie producer, creator like that, man. Like the editing and everything, man. That shit was movie-esque trailer, man. Real talk. Fury injury is probably legit, but his history is why it's not crazy to question. I just don't believe a Ukraine fighter, if Frank Warren, said what he said, like they would allow a fighter to come in there they're not totally confident and trustworthy about. You know what I'm saying? Is he trustworthy? Do you think he's under here for ulterior motives? You know what I'm saying? Why would he ruin it for Usyk? By throwing an elbow to cut Tyson. Why? Unless Usyk is not ready to step in there, why would he do some shit like that? See, that's what I'm saying, the hocus pocus of boxing. The hocus pocus of boxing. For real. Texas in the building, man. What's good? What you mean get messy? What messy? I'm talking more so what you said in the beginning. Like, see, you don't know how to let it go, Blunts. I'm not doing this freaking skip mark shit. Bro, we'll talk behind the scenes on IG about something that's non-boxing related. I'm talking about what you said earlier in the chat and what Toby responded to. That's what I'm talking about. Why ask me that here? Ask me about it in the DMs. It's not boxing related. That's what I'm saying. Why continue to type in here? It's not even topic relatable, man. Just in the building. What's good with it? Man, I'm sick of Fury-ish. Get this man up out of boxing. I mean, he's still undefeated right now. And he's still the current reigning WBC champion. You know what I'm saying? The man still has some praising value on Wall Street of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we're talking about undisputed, he does hold the green stone. He does. Fury holds the green stone. Alexander Usyk holds the other 3. So therefore, he's still needed for a little bit. Now, like I told y'all before, if Fury beats Usyk, we're talking about one of the biggest heavyweight fights in history. If indeed Francis Ngannou beat Joshua, I'm telling you, ahead of time, boxing is at a point right now where they're doing stuff impromptu. They're trying new things. If anybody can come in here with the steam like Conor McGregor had when he started calling out Floyd Mayweather, like Ronda Rousey was doing it before. Everybody was picking up on it. They was chiming in. And then all of a sudden, Conor McGregor started chiming in. And it picked up to the point where Conor and Floyd started talking behind the scene and said, okay, man, let's keep on. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. We're going to make money. We're going to make money. And the rest is history. They charged $100 for pay-per-view. And the rest is history. Conor made millions. Floyd made millions off that fight. And Conor was a 0-0. What you think Francis Ngannou going to do in the heavyweight division? The heavyweight division is the top. You know what I'm saying? The top of the heap. So if you're talking about bringing a fighter that's 1-1, who just beat a former unified boxer, unified boxer, 0-1. He came in that joint 0-1. He beats Joshua, becomes 1-1, and the Sheik has already said that, hey, I want to see whoever fights, you know what I'm saying, whoever wins between Joshua and Ngannou to fight the winner of Usyk Fury. Now, you know why people believe that this fight may happen? I'm just saying, if my scenario is correct, it's because the Sheik is putting that money where it belongs. And see, what money does, it basically lowers people's voices because they're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Not only are their pockets full, but their belly's full too. You know how people get that itis once they get what they need. They tasted it. Oh man, that was a good meal. I just want to go take a nap. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is right now. The Sheik is making everything pop. And if he says something like this to take place over in the sand, they're going to say, okay, because they get money. Boxing is a system. What do you do with a system? I say it all the time. The system is always being operated differently wherever you look. So who's going to stop him? What commission, what governing body is going to stop the Sheik? The Sheik is putting up money for this shit. People are quiet. Pockets are heavy. They good. You know what I'm saying? They good, dog. Man, I'm definitely looking forward to it myself. Let's get to my guy Teo. All right. Teo is set to step in here with Jermaine Ortiz. I've been telling people for quite some time what I told them. I said, y'all sleeping on the takeover? He's back. But my question is, can he bring boxing back up, you know what I'm saying, to the level which is needed so it can be seen miles and miles away? Can he turn on that light for 2024? He's the guy that's about to level change right now as we know it again. I tried to tell people this at the lightweight division. I said, listen, yeah, he's down. He's in a place right now, but he knows how to get back into the spotlight. What did he do? Come on, man. What did he do? He ended up going in there, having a dismal fight with Sandor Martin, then fought Josh Taylor, And then he retired. He got the attention. Also, he's been on record as saying some controversial things. You know, he went at top rank, talking about they want the black fighters, they can have them. You know, he said some controversial things. He lived on the borderline of having people thinking, was that racist or not? You know what I'm saying? What did he mean by that? What's this? What's that? He talked his shit. He talked his shit. So he went in there and did what he had to do with Josh Taylor, retired. And then they was, you know, pretending like they was about to force a freaking bout, you know, for his title. He never vacated. They was going to strip him. Then he came unretired and got a fight, you know, with Jermaine Ortiz. Now, we understand Jermaine Ortiz has been in there with some decent fighters. You know, primarily, you know, Lomachenko. Jermaine Ortiz is a very solid fighter. Okay, it's up to him on if he have a breakout moment against Teofimo Lopez. But for Teo to go in there and fight a common opponent of Lomachenko, who he already beat, that was high on the pound for pound list when he did it. So I don't see a decline in Teo since he beat Lomachenko. I don't see a decline. I see a person that's continuing to get better and better. He goes in there and beats Jermaine Ortiz. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of attention placed on Teo again, especially if he comes out in the post-fight calling out Crawford's name. Now, I'm not saying that shit is going to happen. All I'm saying is he knows how to seize the momentum. He goes in here and he start talking shit. He can say, oh, all I want now is Crawford. All I want now is Crawford. That's the only fight I want. And Crawford sitting over there like, no, you're not a bigger money fight than Canelo. I don't know what's going on with Crawford. I don't know if he has something lined up with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know it. But I do know Canelo is a bigger fight than him fighting Teofimo Lopez. But for Lopez, it does him justice to keep Crawford's name in his mouth after the fight. Because now people are going to start talking about it. You really want to fight Crawford? Yeah, I want to fight the best. He said he the best. I want to fight the best. And once again, WCS is saying, well, I understand that Teo wants to fight Crawford. But just recently, he has to be held accountable for saying that he fought handicapped fighters. So if he indeed fought handicapped fighters, that means he himself was handicapped because he never allowed himself to develop fighting top tier competition. So you kind of contradicting yourself. You either give a man full blown credit or you don't give him no credit at all. You can't give him half credit and say I want to fight the best, but he ain't really the best. No, if you want to fight the best, say okay, he the best. Don't say he the best. Tell the people, okay, he the best. I want to fight the best. Telling them that he say he the best and he fought handicap, you're gonna blow it. Seriously, you're gonna blow it. You got to give him full credit so people can be drawn in and gravitate to this topic and start asking you straight up, and then asking Crawford what he think. Like I said, Crawford probably got shit lined up with Canelo, which is with the biggest fight in boxing, in my opinion. That's the biggest fight in boxing, even bigger than Fury Usyk. Seriously, if it happens. I mean, Jamal Charlo can step in there, but nobody's looking at that as being a big fight unless Jamal Charlo wins. You know what I'm saying? If Jamal Charlo can pull this off, it really messes up a huge payday for Crawford. You know, Canelo beat Jamal Charlo. It ain't no fucking rematch. I know they was talking about that. You know what I'm saying? You know how that Charlo was talking about that. Mel Charlo. How Mel Charlo saying if he go in there and beat Canelo, it's a rematch. So he don't plan on fighting Crawford no time soon. Look how that worked out for him. Look all the shit he was talking on that damn video I shown. The worst. The worst, y'all. Teo's about the level change and people still treating him like he ain't proved anything. The man's about the level change. You got the old school that's on their way out. I'm not saying they out yet, but they on their way out. It's going to be other people looking to be in a status, that top-notch status, that creme de la creme, the cash cow, the moneymaker. Y'all are overlooking how Teo promotes himself and how he brands himself. Y'all refuse to talk about it because he makes the shit look easy. Don't fall into the trap again. Don't fall into the trap again. Don't fall into that Crawford conundrum that y'all was in, that he made shit look too good, so y'all didn't want to respect it. And if it was easy, then what? Everybody would do it. But everybody can't do it. You have special athletes that come around every now and then that knows how to go about their strongest points and expand on it. You know, take full advantage in its totality. Just expand on it. They know how to maximize it. Not everybody know how to maximize their strongest point. Even in the ring, you know what I'm saying? As a fighter, you can go in there and win, but you need to know how to bring the butts to the seats. You need to be able to bring the fans, get them attracted and want to see you fight. Tank has gotten to a point where he don't say too much outside the ring because the attraction that he has from his fan base and those who want to come see him knock somebody out, he's established that already. He has a unique dynamic that people want to come see him fight. And he's one of those guys that don't have to say much. Now, if he was to be on here all the time, then okay, they'll look at it like, okay, yeah, that's Tank talking. But see, Tank doesn't have to talk to build up anything. He's a heavy hitter. He's Mr. El Chin Checker. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to complete numbers on pay-per-view without even have a consistent freaking championship fights that people say a super title should be included in that. If he's getting paid big money, he's beating the system. He's smart. That's extremely smart business right there. You know what I'm saying? You got to tap him on the back for that. Extremely smart. Look, when it comes down to the but man, hey, when we talk about how T.O. is pretty much back in action with a fighter that many would be considered his name not to be bigger than Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, people still going to be talking about it because they want to see it. Boxing is in a funk right now. We're looking for big fights. And from the PB side, we don't know where those fights are going to come from. We heard, Jamal Charlo. We heard, you know what I'm saying? We're looking for a Crawford. We're looking for a Spence. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to see what Keith Thurman has against Zoo. But the only reason that people are frowning up a little bit about that fight is because Keith Thurman's been out the ring for quite some time. That's unfortunate. And I don't know if y'all heard, but the co-main event with Rolly Romero, Rolly has sent out a tweet that said after this fight, he's planning on reproducing. He's planning on having some babies. I'm not going to touch it. I could joke around with it. But when it comes to people, having families and shit, I'll leave that alone for real. I lost my first son. All I ever wanted was a son, one son. And I lost him, the day I was supposed to go pick him up. So I don't play around with people's kids. I don't care how much I joke about, Rolly and how he acts. I want that man and anybody to go out there and have a good family, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to fuck around with that. But my whole point is mentioning is that does he look at it like he's going in here to win against Usyk Cruz, or he's going in here and he's going to come off that title and he's going to be out the ring for a good little amount of time because he wants to start a family? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The odds are crazy right now. Just like they have Keith Thurman a 14-1. Excuse me. They have Keith Thurman 14-1 or something like that. I don't know what the odds are. I know they have Rolly a slight underdog right now. They have Rolly a slight underdog. And it's not like Rolly don't have power now. It's just, we got to see if Rolly is in condition. He had enough time to prepare for Usyk Cruz. There's no way that I see Usyk Cruz stopping Rolly in 6 or under. Something just gives me this funny feeling about boxing, how I always try to look at it like, what are they trying to set up? Who's vulnerable and who's not? You know what I'm saying? Who's getting the orders and who's not? I wanna say it's fantasy, but it ain't. It's fucking reality, bro. Because it continues to happen that way. I don't know if Rolly's coming in there and he's gonna go out quicker than Tank Davis. Put him out, because Tank Davis hit him hard and Rolly got up. Real talk. That was a hard left hand. That was a hard shot. And Rolly got up, man. He couldn't make it. He was still hurt. But he got up from that shit. He got off his ass and got up. Pitbull don't have near the power of Tank. They're not even in the same number system, period. But you have to ask yourself what type of condition Rolly is in. All that damn shit he be doing on video, robotic defense shit, moving his head, twitching like he's a Terminator. Will he be able to avoid big punches early? Because Usyk Cruz is a fighter who's remediating, throwing, and putting everything in his power shots. And if he miss, all he does is go right back, reset, and does it again. Can Rolly stay consistent to keep himself out of danger for 12 rounds, bro? Is there any way he can stay consistent to keep himself out of danger for 12 rounds? It's my freaking concern. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I will definitely probably be back later. Appreciate everyone, pulling up and supporting the channel as always. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, A-Side Official. Salute to y'all. And I may potentially be back on later this afternoon. I'm not sure. But hold it down. I'm out. Peace.